As the deafening bell screamed in my minuscule ears, a sudden rush of children flooded the narrow corridor. Bursting out into the vast dinner hall, the smell of superb steak filled my nostrils. That's when it happened. But what? In synchronization, a plethora of teachers gathered round, all with gaunt looks written upon their faces. Without warning, silence began to prevail.
Rushing around my dishevelled, cramped workspace whilst hungry children were eager to taste my taste bud tingling tuna pasta, I made sure that every single pupil got their fair share of mouth-watering food. All of a sudden, sounds of cutlery clinging on the now deserted tables ringed around the sweet-smelling hall. Fear engulfed me, jaws dropped, and an agonising scream filled the room.
Walking. I was just walking. In one sudden movement, I remembered tripping over, followed by my head smashing against the cold, hard ground. I lay sprawled across the ground, unable to call for help, let alone move. Shadowed face began to glare at me as my eyes fluttered close. What had happened?
The dinner bell rang and all the children rushed out as Mr. Dawn had done the worst maths lesson ever. My brain was fried. I felt that I had been tortured. I'm gonna save the shot. Then I jumped, but I missed the ball, but not the post. All I could hear was, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
The blue card was waving in my face. What had happened? I rushed outside to see a sight of a little boy knocked out cold on the floor. How did this happen? With my adrenaline pumping round my body, I decided to call an ambulance, but they said they would be there in 10 minutes. But will that be enough? Would he be able to survive in that time?
He was going to score. He was through on goal. He was definite to score. Suddenly he missed. Not only the net, the post. I got a blue card and ran rapidly to the teacher. Was he going to be all right?
The bell rang, happy thoughts flooded in my mind. Lunch was nearing. It's like Christmas came early. I sprang down the stairs as it was my favourite pasties and chips. I fell. Are you alright? Go and get some help. That was the last thing I heard.
I was having my very delicious tuna and mayonnaise sandwich with a packet of ready salted crisp. I stood up, dropping my crisp and sandwich. This was a serious matter. I went to see what it was. I was shocked.
The lesson had finished and lunchtime started. We came out table by table. We came out last. Opening the door, we bolted down the stairs. That is when the catastrophe happened. He fell with a crash. I tried to help him, but the teacher held me back. He blacked out.
I was walking down the steep stairs when my mate collapsed. I didn't know what to do. This had never happened to me. I was shocked.
Yes, it's home time. It's Friday, finally. I screeched to myself, Amen. The shrill sound of the bell filled the classroom as I excitedly grabbed my bag and coat, making my way to the exit. I rushed down the stairs. My mum and dad was waiting for me in the car. We were going to Florida. There was no time to waste.
That's when it happened. Heart racing, thoughts racing, I stood agog. What would happen next? I yelled, Erin, Erin. However, there was no answer. I didn't know what to do next. Scared, frightened and confused, I yelled, Erin, once again, but there was still no answer.
I heard a loud thud, so I ran out of the classroom, and that's when I saw the dreadful thing that happened. What an innocent child lay there at the bottom of the twisted stairs. What happened? I do not know.
It was time after the lunch bell. We went to go back inside, so here was my chance to escape. I jumped over the fence in a bid for freedom, desperate to get home and play on my Xbox Elite. Crash! There was no soul around me. I was in a trance. Silence prevailed.
Saffron? Lewis? I saw him outside, but when I looked back and turned around again, he was gone. Rushing down the stairs, something didn't feel right. Children separated to see where the teachers in the school were, to help find the missing child. I saw Mr. Dunn's Ferrari smashed by someone or something. Then I saw some legs on the ground with a piece of metal in them.
I ran to Mr. Johns' office shouting, "Blue card, blue card." Mr. Johns ran outside to look what was happening and rang an ambulance. Mr. Donn and Mr. John picked up the child and carried him into the ambulance. Worried stiff, Mr. Johns went with him to see if he was all right, whilst Miss Adamthwaite rang his mum.
Pass to me, I shouted. I suddenly felt some hard contact with my head. Crash! I fell to the floor. Everyone crowded round me. Are you all right? I was asked the same question again and again. Are you all right? That was the last thing I remember. I was tucking into a lovely ham and mustard sandwich, my absolute favourite. Suddenly, I saw a blue card directly in front of my eye. Like a bat out of hell, I raced to the scene. Are you all right? Josh, send Mr. Donn a blue card. Now! Yes, miss. Mr. Johns, you're needed on the playground right away. It's urgent.
Bang, that's definitely gone for a rounder, I thought to myself. Across the blue sky it raced, heading towards the outer fence of our school field. He was one of the best rounders players, and everyone knew it. They all wanted to be on my team. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw someone fall to the floor. Uh-oh, it was Mr. Johns' daughter. What was I going to do? Oh no, I'm going to get expelled. No!
My teeth digging into my lunch. I heard a big scream calling my name. Mr. Donn! Suddenly, I ran to find Amy lying down on the floor with a crowd of people around her. Her head, what had happened?
Oh no, Amy looked in real pain, I shouted. Someone call 999. Amy was bleeding from her left leg. It seems that she has been hurt by the ball. I hope the ambulance comes soon.
Running out onto the field, I saw my daughter lying there on the grass, unconscious. I didn't know what to do. I was speechless. Carefully, I knelt down beside her. That's when the ambulance pulled up at the gates. They hauled her into the ambulance and zoomed off. I hope she's okay.
At last, my favourite time of the day, lunchtime. Just as I picked up my silver spoon, a member of the superior staff alarmed me. An emergency occurred. I looked at my spoon, my jaw dropped, sternly stomping with a shock. My eyes fell upon the poor innocent child lying on the cold, hard ground. How had this happened? He lay there. He wasn't responding to anyone. He just cried.
My eyes turned after I knelt down beside him. Reassuring the child, I saw the shocking sight. There, before my eyes, was whispered were next to his head. Are you all right, dear? I had one problem. He was stuck.
Oh no, what have I done? I was only running quite rapidly, and then he just fell. I want to help him, but the teacher said I can't. I feel so guilty. I can't believe this has happened. What am I going to do? Taking him away now, and I must go with him. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Where am I? What are they doing to me? Where is my best friend? Hello there. Say hello to me, the man said. I couldn't. My mouth couldn't move. What was wrong with me? My legs are in an excruciating pain now. I want to go home. The bell screamed extremely loudly. It was home time. Lots of people are crowding around me. What am I going to do now?
It was lunchtime. My favourite time of the day. It was Thursday at Pencil Park Year 6. We always play Manon. It's such a heart-pumping yet thrilling game that really gets your mind whizzing. I raced outside. That's when I saw him fall.
It took forever for reception to eat their dinner. They're so cute. Bless them. I told them to line up if they had finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That leaves 18 still finish. Typical. I took them outside to enjoy their youth by playing their hearts out. Only then I saw a crowd around the tree on the Pencil Park.
I darted outside when I heard what had happened. I saw Mrs. Leach standing there agog. What happened? I asked, worried. I saw it all, replied Lucy. We were playing manhunt. He hid in a tree and fell out. I got down on my knees and stared at his face, going through all sorts of emotions. Call an ambulance and his nan. We need to get him to a hospital ASAP. The bell shouted. Silence prevailed. Izzy's table, get your coat on and go out. Kieran's table, go. Erin's table, go. And the rest of you. I got up in relief. I hope I would be the first to get out, so I could hide in a tree. No one was out. Great. I climbed in the tree when suddenly I fell. The last thing I heard was people shouting, "Caleb!"